The owner of the bar told me about the spooky things that might happen when working late at night. What he didn't tell me was how terrifying it was to meet a ghost, especially one who is angry at loud music. I am Chris Larson, and I'm an author of several paranormal books around southeastern Minnesota. I got interested with the paranormal back in the early days, back in elementary school, and read as many books as I could about the ghosts and monsters and things. And really just got excited about the unknown, the paranormal, and what it was all about. In the research I did for the current books out there, most of them tended to be dry and just facts, factual information. And so I felt there was a gap in the paranormal books. So I wanted to bring that information into something more lively. And that's where I came up with kind of a format where we put the actual events into a story that someone can read ages 8 to 80. So for Ghosts of Southeastern Minnesota, the fictional part isn't necessarily just totally fabricated. It's based on the true events that I was able to research and find out about. Paramount Theater itself was fascinating. At some point, the old classic theater kind of went on its way, and it turned into a bar, kind of nightclub environment, and that's actually when most of the paranormal experiences occurred. In my book, The Story here, I explain how it's thought that the original owner, who had passed away, is upset about all the loud music and all. I mean, it's not his beautiful theater anymore. It's a nightclub with loud rock and roll. So when the band would be playing, the sound mixer over in the back would just magically come down in volume, or sometimes not work at all. And again, no one's changing any of the recordings. A classic problem with paranormal is lights going on and off, so the marquee lights out back would be turned on in the middle of the day. No one had any recollection of turning them on. Other things, when it was, again, with a bar, there would be mixers on the bar that would go on all by themselves. George is supposedly here haunting the place, but now, since it's not a bar restaurant or a bar nightclub, it may be that he's resting peacefully now. It seems to me everyone has a ghost story or some kind of paranormal experience. It's the power of the unknown. They're just, everyone gets kind of caught up in the mundane world and just the day-to-day lives. They're excited about the unknown or the mystery. And ghosts, again, tend to be kind of close to each, to everyone. The common theory is that they're still stuck kind of in limbo, and they have something to say. They need to tell you something. In some cases it's warning you, but in most cases it's just wants to communicate with you. They're not ready to move on. Great music, I said to the lead singer of the band while they were on break. I like all the classic rock tunes. He nodded as he chugged a glass of water. But I'm not sure about the song Where You Wore Those Masks. The guy you had up on the balcony was too creepy. Several people were very upset. And I thought I told you nobody is allowed up in the balconies. The singer stared at me, confused. Finally he said, "Man, we didn't have anybody up there." For me, I kind of think, again, there's just simply this level of energy that's out there, and it just kind of transcends into our world now and again with the right catalyst. This is a kind of a brave new world where there's investigators that are trying to figure out from a scientific perspective what's actually happening.
I just heard Frank in response on the ghost box to you. Right after you said Frank, it said Frank.
That's what he did last time. Frank, do you remember us being here? No, you touched Jen last time when she sat there.
I'm Najani Demmer, and I'm a paranormal investigator.
I'm Lacey Wagner, paranormal investigator.
We started FLIPS in 2009, and FLIPS is the female lead investigative paranormal society of Minnesota.
The Paramount is what we call a residual haunting or an imprint haunting. If there is a lot of activity in an imprinted or residual haunting, it can feel like an active haunting. what happened there, incidents or events, are kind of stuck there.
They're not intellectual hauntings where we can ask them questions, they can, communicate with us. It's just there. I just heard Frank in response again on the ghost box right after I asked if Frank was here.
Frank, are you saying your name, or is somebody saying your name? Frank, you're saying your name?
Well, we are at Sweets Hotel in Leroy, and this is our second time here. Our first time here was kind of a groundbreaking experience for all of us because we had had previous investigations, but this one just kind of really brought us all together, and we experienced a lot of things here as a team.
Cold spots.
Cold spots.
Some EMF spikes.
People get touched. Mists. We've caught some pretty compelling mists upstairs.
Generally, this is some of the equipment that we use on a regular basis. We've got a couple of digital voice recorders here. These just record general sounds and voices in the area. Sometimes we can pick up EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon.
Both me and another investigator were in this room different times. And I was sitting in a little chair in there by myself, communicating, had my digital recorder set up. And I just felt like I was touched, like on my shoulder, just like a comforting, not like painful, but like a comforting touch. And obviously if there's nobody in the room, how are you gonna be touched?
The flashlight conversation is one of our biggest forms of communication. And basically what it is, it's just a regular Maglite flashlight. And you turn the head of it so it's just not even on. And the whole idea behind the flashlight conversation is that since a spirit is pure energy, if they touch that flashlight, they'll be able to transfer their energy into the flashlight enough to turn it on.
Are they too noisy for you? If they are, turn your light on and we'll tell them to be quiet. Turn the light on if you want them. You do. All right, I'll go take care of that for you.
Turn off in response to direct questions.
There it goes.
See, she just asked her to turn it off.
Can you turn it on if you want Jen to sing and dance?
We both had experiences as children growing up, and we've always kind of just had a feeling that there is definitely something there. Basically, our main goal is to help people understand the paranormal. And when we do collect evidence, we try to debunk as many things as possible to try to rule out, the naysayers. We ask questions because really we are here to try to help the spirits as much as the people that are still living. Everybody's got a story, whether in life or death, and sometimes spirits can't move on until they tell their story. Kind of like a closure type deal. And a lot of the people that don't believe in the paranormal are people that are afraid of it and don't really understand it. And that's kind of why we're here, is to help people understand it. And it's not always something to be afraid of. Embrace it.